Hey everyone, humorous beauty. I'm being an influencer. I'm so excited to interview Alex today. So her Instagram is Alexandre, but she runs something called the Nines, which she'll tell us about. And I'll tell you something. This is no ordinary sort of beauty interview. This woman, the main thing that she's doing that I love is that she's super funny. So at first I thought she was from New York, and I think she's actually from Detroit, but we have to get all sorted on all that stuff. And that anything close to the most important stuff we need to talk about. So hello.
Hi.
Oh my God, you look just like you look in your videos.
Well, that's good. At least you know I'm
I'm
being
so,
honest.
I just got a phone call. Um, oh my God, I'm such a fan. I just love that I love how funny you are.
Thank
You
you.
definitely you just physically crack me up, and I'm just so grateful.
You know, they always say like people like you can't be funny unless you've had like trauma in your life and like have gone through stuff. So I guess like I don't know, I guess I went through stuff when I was younger because now I just turn into humor and that's kind of how, I approach beauty and fashion and growing up there wasn't always space in those industries to make it a little bit more accessible with humor. So that's always my goal, is to make people feel like they belong in the beauty space and in style and fashion. And I think the best way to go about that is through humor and just make it a little bit more lighthearted.
Oh my God. So when you all right, because I loved that too. When I was going through your content today, I came upon a post where you were like, the only reason I feel like I can talk about it is because you've already made it public. But
Mm-hmm.
you had a post where you were like, it's difficult sometimes to walk. And
Mm-hmm.
I have dealt with surgeries and
Mm-hmm.
that, can you just, if you want to take us into any of
Yeah.
that stuff, I
Yeah.
want to hear. I'm so curious.
I'm a totally open book about it. I was born with a very severe case of clubbed feet, which is when you walk, your feet basically were like that. I had a lot of corrective surgeries, wore leg braces pretty much my whole life. I was in and out of a wheelchair between the ages of third grade and my junior year of high school. Um,
Wow.
yeah, so a long, long time, and it was difficult. Some surgeries were really hard. At one
Yeah.
point, I had my whole left leg reconstructed, so I really had to. I think as hard as those times were, I really had to find ways to keep it positive. My mom would always tell me, you just have to have faith, like faith that everything's going to be okay, that we can continue on, be strong with it. So I've kind of been able to use that in my adult life,
Yes.
which
I
has been
get that
really
from you
great.
too. That's part of your comedic energy is strength, a little bit of toughness.
Yeah, I think I found a lot of I had to, when I was young and you're trying to fit in, it's pretty hard to fit in high school when you're in a wheelchair. I missed like 4 months of school at one point after a surgery. And so I think that finding humor and being able to know that I could make people laugh and they could relate to me that way was
Yeah.
kind of my way of coping. And then as I became an adult, I just really enjoyed it. Like nothing makes my day more when someone messages me and they're like, you made me laugh today. Like I'm laughing so hard like that. It brings me
Yeah.
joy more than anything.
How have you navigated how you're going to share, if at all,
Mhm.
and when about hardship versus being constantly in the solution, which is humor and being in your passions and being able-bodied and
Mhm.
sort of being at the end of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something I've been thinking about for a long time. I know that it's a story that I want to share because it is just a part of who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm always very open about it. But to me, I've struggled because I think I have something important to say about it. And to me, I think it's the most important thing I might ever write is really this truth about my past and my disability. But as time goes on, I realize it doesn't have to be perfect when I write it or say it or anything. It just has to be exactly what the truth is.
Yeah, I
Um,
think what you're already doing is amazing. When I saw that, my heart was already so open to you because you were making me laugh so much. And then I see this and I'm like, oh, she's like, because all of us, you know, have our past with that stuff.
Yeah,
And
and that's the thing.
whatever it
I
is.
feel like when I have talked about my disability in the past, people say like I had no idea. You know, I never knew this about you, or oh, like I thought I had it bad, and then I read your story. And the one
Yeah.
thing I always want to convey to people is your pain, and it might not be the same as mine, but it's just as real. It's just as impactful. Don't ever compare it to someone else's because it's yours and you've
Yeah.
gone through it, and only you know about that. So to me, I've got to find my way to tell it and just be as open and honest as possible, because it's hard to find humor in that. And I think that's always something that I kind of lean on is, you know, comedy, humor, laughter.
Yeah.
And this just really has to be something very open and honest and vulnerable. Because like I said, a lot of people don't know that that part that I grew up with a disability
Yeah.
and I still struggle with it every single day. Like this morning was a rough morning. I laid in bed for a long time. But it's coming. I actually said today I'm gonna like consciously sit down and work on writing a piece. And I think what I'm gonna end up doing is doing it in parts. So like when I was young, when I was older, and now, and what the future looks like. So
Yeah.
or I'm working on it.
Oh my God. I love it so much.
Yeah.
How do you deal with one of the other things I loved almost instantly about you is I just opened a post. It seems like, first of all, I loved going through your skincare this morning because I was like, she is like legit into skincare,
Yeah.
like
It's
as
a
much as
passion.
I am, if not more. And I loved that. But I also like that you don't seem to be like using filters. Like I feel like you're like, I assume you have like some sort of Russian background or something. Like you have this very like beautiful
Italian.
Italian. I can see that. Okay. But like what's your relationship to like with this topic of like showing pain and not showing it and deciding when to tell stories? What's your relationship to like Instagram filters and like that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I always try to be as open and honest as possible, because I mean the amount of images that are out there on Instagram and the internet that you just think, oh my God, that person has perfect skin, they have perfect makeup, like the Facetune, the filters that go into it, like I've seen it firsthand. And now that I'm on TikTok and they like show their videos of them like editing their pictures, I'm like, oh my God, like what is real anymore? Like nothing
Right. That
is
you can make
real.
yourself so perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and those images are usually our point of reference as to what we should look like, and that's
Yeah.
just not honest. So I don't Facetune because I want it to be me. Like you said, like I don't want to show up on a video or in person and someone says like you don't look like that. So I
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
there's only one filter I ever use on Instagram, and it's called the subtle filter. And I always say, like, it will show up at the top of the screen if I'm using it. And if someone messages me and like, "Oh my God, your skin looks perfect," I'm like, I have the subtle filter on.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. Like, it's just not. But I think that when I decided to really get into Instagram and start my website, The Nines, it always came from a place that it has to be honest and it
Mm-hmm.
has to be transparent and it has to be real, because I don't I don't need it to be just pretty pictures of me. Like I always use the example because I always see pictures of girls like sitting in a big bed eating a croissant and like a cup of coffee, and like that's inspirational and great, but I don't connect with that on a personal level. And my
Yeah.
whole online persona is I want to be able to connect with people and feel like it's a real relationship that they are a part of.
Yes. Yes. And also, I think it's important. I mean,
Oh, I think it cut out.
I can't help but mention it's like you are exceptionally creative, you know? So the kinds of pictures that you're taking, it's like I love that you do the ones of like the gloves and you like cleaning, like, you know, you are
Mm,
fortunate in that like you are a naturally creative person who has like a new take on things. So you're not just like authentic and therefore you can't trust that you will be interesting to others. You actually have this level of creativity that's like incredible and that makes you so unique. So I want to just, that was my sort of awful segue into asking about you. Like, how were you educated? Like, you know, who were the
mhm.
influences in your life? What are your skills that you know, started out in the job market with?
Mhm.
Um, Take us back. And did you grow up in Detroit?
I did. So I
Okay.
grew up in Michigan. I only moved to Las Vegas just about two
You're
years
in
ago.
Vegas.
Yeah, now I'm in
Yes. I
Vegas.
love
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So we moved here about 2 years ago for my husband's job. We were only going to stay for like a year, and then I ended up finding a job that I really loved. So we bought a house and we're going to stay for a little bit. And we just love living on the West Coast now. We're like, we don't know how we'll ever go back like to snow and all that. But my background is I always knew that I wanted to do something in fashion. It was really never a question. Once I figured out, I must have been a freshman in high school, that you could like make a career out of fashion. I was like, no question, that's what I want to do. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Most days I'm still not sure exactly what it is that I want to pursue with fashion, but I always knew that. So I went to school. I got my degree in fashion merchandising. And then I actually went and worked for a magazine in Detroit, in their advertising department doing ad sales. And it was just like so not for me at all. Like it was a great experience, but I was like, this is not me. And my dream was to work for a retailer in Detroit called Linda Dresner, really famous, just like retail icon. Like she brought a lot of brands that we know and love to the US. Like she was their first client. Like it was my dream to work for her, and I pursued it. And then I ended up working for her. I started as a sales associate. I said, I'll come work for you as anything you want. And then I moved up to a buyer. And then I did that for a couple of years, and then we moved out here, and now I work for a wonderful shoe designer named Chloe Goslin. And I help her with everything.
I've seen you like post, like you did something I saw this morning where she's like drinking something and you're like, she's ready to party. So you two have some kind of like, you have a close relationship with her.
We do.
You
so
call her your boss?
Yeah, she is. Okay. She's, you know, the CEO, she's the creative director. She's, you know, really doing it on her own, and I'm here to help her. So it really is just her and I, as a 2-woman team, really doing everything for the brand. I mean, we do everything from, you know, she designs the shoes, and then when they're made, we pack them up and we're shipping them out to customers. But we're also doing the marketing, we're doing the social media, we are doing the buying appointments, you know. So it's really just us, and she's amazing. And so we've been able to have a really close personal relationship. We're very much alike. And it's really been wonderful. It was like the luck of my life when we got out here that her and I connected. Nice.
So like, let's talk about shoes for a second. Mm-hmm. So for instance, what shoes are you wearing when you're in that bathtub shot?
I'm wearing, those are Chloe Goslin shoes. Those are my favorite pair of Chloe Goslin shoes. It's called the Myra. Shoes, it's kind of ironic because I have struggled with shoes my whole life. I'm very limited in the kinds of shoes I can wear. I can't wear a high heel and really walk in it over 2 inches. The ones I'm wearing in that picture are actually like 2.7, and like I call it, like, I love Chloe shoes. I think they're absolutely works of art. So I still buy them, and I call them, for me, they're car to table shoes. Like I'm in the car wearing them. I get to dinner. I walk to the table. I'm done with dinner. I walk back to the car. Like that's like the extent of my
fashion-y.
Yeah, but shoes for me has always been something that's something I felt very left out of. You know, school dances, I didn't wear high heels. I was usually always wearing tennis shoes. So I was thrilled a couple of years ago when like sneakers became all the rage. And I was like, oh my God, I was like, I've been doing this for years. Like I'm ready. So, but it's kind of ironic working for such a luxury shoe brand now. And I love the shoes, and every day I see them, I'm like, oh, if only. But I really like feeling like I have a connection to them now.
What other shoes work for you? Like what other brands are like comfortable for the kind of feet that you have and that you
I usually always wear Nike tennis shoes. Like I love my Nike Air Max shoes. I mean, I'm definitely wearing a pair every day. I love in the summer, like now they make really cute Tevas, like with embellishments. There's this brand called Arizona Love, and it's basically like a Teva, and they put like pearls on it or like tie it with leopard print, like bandanas, and it's really cute. But it just has to be comfortable. And so I usually always rely on a sneaker. I love the Kenneth Cole Cam, just their original white sneaker. I can't wear anything too flat. I can't wear a flip flop, which is like so disappointing because those are totally back in now. But I just really had to find and revolve my style around the kind of shoes that I can wear. And I feel like I have a better handle on that now. And I've accepted that, you know, I can't wear the same shoes as everyone else or be in all those trends, but I've made it work for me, and I feel a lot more comfortable in myself now.
Who are the people that you follow, for instance, on Instagram that do video work where you're like, you watch them every day? Like, they're your go-tos.
Honestly, I wouldn't say it's so much like people that post videos, but I just love following the people that follow me. Like the people that are in my DMs, we're messaging all the time. Like I love knowing what's going on in their life. They post a picture of their baby. I've never met these women before in real life. Like,
Yeah.
to me, last year I went through like an Instagram purge and I stopped following like so many influencers, like so many of these accounts. I just look at it and I'd be like, that's nice, but it like deep down it kind of makes me feel bad. Like, am I not doing enough? Am I not pretty enough? Am I, am I not wearing enough makeup? So I found what was bringing me joy is when I saw that, a girl from Iowa that I messaged with, got pregnant, she's having a baby. Like those just things brought me joy. So I love following these real women who are being very honest and open about their lives. And there's no preconceived notions about what they should be posting or what it's supposed to look like. And for me, that's what brings me inspiration and joy.
Is there anybody like specific that you like get inspiration from through their authenticity or humor that you think we should check out?
I gotta think.
Yeah, I can also message you about it later.
Yeah, and then maybe I can like tag them all in a post.
Yeah.
There was a girl, I'm not sure if she's still on here. Her name's Mo, and she's actually from Michigan. And her content is she's hilarious. She's very authentic. She's very real. And those are just the kind of accounts I really like.
Like editorial spaces that you respect where you like are following, The Cut or Man Repeller.
I love The Cut. I think whoever's doing the social media on The Cut is just like a freaking genius. Same with Paper Magazine.
There was this one thing they did recently about like, how somebody didn't like the, I think it was The Cut, who said like somebody didn't like the reactions that you can text with, like, which is a great point. Yeah. But then I read the article and I had to comment. I was like, there just wasn't much more in the article than there was in the caption.
Yeah. I know you can't give it all away in the caption. Like even when I publish something on the Nines, I try to like do a completely different phrase, sentence, whatever, because I don't want someone to go read the same sentence again. And like, then you just kind of lose interest. You're like, oh, I already saw this. Like your brain wants something new.
Can I tell you my gateway video for you was when your boyfriend did your makeup?
Oh, so we did that.
Which I think inspired me yesterday because I taught my boyfriend my skincare routine and it was so fun. And I'm pretty sure you inspired that.
Yeah, no, it was,
that was so
every
funny.
Monday and Thursday I go live on a new platform called Newness.
Yes, I saw that. It's actually one of my questions for you because they look pretty cool.
It's amazing. It's they reached out to me a couple months ago, actually. It's gone by really fast, but basically, I don't know if you've ever heard of Amazon Twitch, but Twitch is like a streaming platform for video gamers and gamers.
Oh,
so,
Twitch.
Like you've heard of like Ninja and like that's how they get famous. They're just like live streaming their games. So it's these two women, Jenny and Yuri, who actually came over from Twitch and were like, what if you could have this same environment but with beauty, like to live stream beauty and have it be authentic and real and raw and support a supportive community. And so when they reached out to me, I was like, this is the space I've been looking for online.
Yes. So what do you do? Like, tell us how it goes when you're live twice a week with them.
So Mondays and Thursdays, I always pick a topic. So it's usually beauty, style, or home. And like, I'll do anything from a new makeup tutorial. So, like no makeup or going out makeup or testing out a new, brand of product, or I'll go over my favorite face washes, my AM and PM skincare routine, my favorite face masks. Just the other day, I did a closet tour and went through like my favorite pieces in my closet. And then there's a chat, and everyone that's there, if you want, you can join in on the chat. You can say stuff. Like I will actually respond. Like it's very easy to navigate. It's very easy to read. And it's just a beautiful community that's very supportive and open. And I mean, I've been having an absolute blast with it. I did it a couple times and immediately I was like, I want to be doing this twice a week. And now I'm thinking about doing it 3 times a week.
Oh, my friend Rita. So I was just talking to my friend Rita, she and I are both based in the Bay Area, and she's incredible. She's a journalist and communications person, and she and I were just talking about. She was asking me for recommendations for more glowy skin. So she doesn't have breakouts. I saw a picture of her skin. She says she's pretty good with her routine. It hasn't but she's like, I want to be more glowy. So I told her I'd ask you if she
Well, first of all, hi Rita.
What are your go-to products for like adding some glow? I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to spend too much money, but she has jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'd say from like a skincare standpoint, you definitely have to be using a vitamin C. That's what's going to brighten your skin. It's going to make it glowy. Right now I'm using the Sunday Riley vitamin C and I really like it.
yeah.
Caudalie has a great gentle one that I love. Another thing that makes skin really glow is because normally if it's not glowy, it might be an exfoliation issue.
Yeah.
Just kind of dead skin laying on top. Even if you don't see it, it could be there. So I love like a peel pad once or twice a week. So Dr. Dennis Gross makes a peel pad. Blue
Yes.
Mercury, their M61 brand. I think it's called literally a M61 Glow peel pad, which is fantastic. Goop makes one, but it's like
So
crazy
expensive. Yeah.
like I looked
Yeah.
it up. I was like, I want to be like Gwyneth. I'll get this pad. And then I was like,
Well, my friend
too much.
Gazella told me recently, like Gazella's a little bit older than us, and she's kind of like a little fancier, and she like has tried a variety of Goop
Yeah.
products, and she's like, I really was not impressed with how well they worked.
Yeah, I actually got samples of their like glycolic peel pad, and I was like, I think the Dennis Gross ones are better. I think the M61 pads are better. So to me, it wasn't worth the investment. If I love a product, then I will invest in it.
Yeah.
Because it has to really make me feel good. But that one, I was just like, it's okay. But for just like to make your skin glow on a daily basis, like if you're just wearing makeup, I highly, highly recommend. It's the Drunk Elephant Anti-Pollution
Drops. Yes.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you about that,
Fabulous.
actually, because you also posted this other, like, the only thing I've had of Drunk Elephant is the mask. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, baby facial.
Baby facial. That's
Yeah,
really good. But you also posted this one that was like tint drops.
Yes.
And you were like, on days when I don't wear makeup, I really like this product. And I do really trust Drunk Elephant. So I wanted you to talk about
It's
that.
amazing. It's so you mix it into like your sunscreen or your moisturizer. You just do a little bit, and when it comes out, it looks very bronzy, very dark. But you just mix it together with your sunscreen. That's what I do, or your moisturizer, and it just leaves you with like, I mean, you look like you have a little bit of like a sun-kissed tan, but it looks very, very natural. It does not look like
perfect for her. She's saying, I don't wear makeup, I live in SF. Because this is the same, the anti-pollution sunshine drops are the ones with the tint, right? It's the same product.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's what I wear like when I'm working from home. That's what I mix into my sunscreen. It just makes everything look more polished, more even. It's very glowy. It's extremely glowy.
Does it provide any coverage? Another Julana in Berlin asks.
I would say a little bit of coverage in the sense that it makes your skin tone look more even. Like if I had a blemish, it wouldn't necessarily cover that up, but it helps me with any, like I have some discoloration. I have like, a little bit of acne marks. Like it just helps everything look more uniform and more even.
Yeah.
The Drunk Elephant, anti-pollution sunshine drops.
Yeah.
It's real. And the bottle, like I've had it for 6 months. You have to use so little. It lasts forever.
Okay. What's your opinion of Barbara Sturm?
So I've used just a couple Barbara Sturm products. I have friends that like live and die by all of her products. I really like, she has an exfoliating like scrub that I really love. But I haven't used much else. I think for a while I did use the anti-pollution serum or drops, whatever she has, but it didn't necessarily, I didn't necessarily feel like it made a big enough difference for the investment. But I know people that do the whole line and absolutely love it.
I do love Barbara Sturm, but I also, Julana Trini, I love Trini Woodall. And she recently was like, I'm not a big fan, da, da, da. And then the other thing, and very, very pricey. Yeah. The
very
thing
pricey.
that, what I also wanted to ask you is about Tata Harper, because I saw you posted like the clarifying mask and you're like, this works. Like my skin is clear every time I use it.
Yes.
But like also somebody said to me recently that Tata Harper's products are very fragranced, but then like I used her face wash and I was like, this is brilliant. This is like the best my face has ever looked and felt. So what do you think of her and what do you use?
So I actually used the entire Tata Harper line for probably like 5 months. When I first moved to Vegas, my skin went wild. A totally different climate than Michigan. It just got so dry. It was breaking out. Like it was just really bad. So I wanted to use something very gentle but effective. And I know that her products are. So I did use them for about 4 months, and it did just like bring my skin back to life. Like I used the face wash, I used the mask on a regular basis, and I used the moisturizer and the spot treatment. And my skin did look great. And then I felt like eventually I don't want to say it like wore off, but my skin wasn't looking as great. I felt like I could move on to something a little bit more powerful because I have very acne prone skin.
Yeah.
And sometimes I need a little extra something, but I still use the resurfacing mask and the clarifying mask and the spot treatment. I really love her spot treatment. I think it's fantastic. It's a really good line if you don't really have acne, if you're just looking to be very clean, very glowy. I do think it's a great line.
Yeah. It is. Can we talk about money for a second? Like, what do you say to women who are like, I mean, I have things on my to buy list, and I'm kind of like I'm debating the new face right now, and like, I'm like, it's just a weird time to spend like, $80 on a new skin cleanser. So like, how do you approach like spending and beauty?
I try to make a list. Like, okay, what are things that ideally I do really want to add into my routine or I really need? And it has to be something that I feel good about buying and about using. So I don't want to buy something just because, oh, well, this is what everybody else is using and I think I really need it. Like, am I going to feel good having this in my house? Is it something that I really, really need? And if it's not, I don't buy it. I've tried to be really consistent in my routine and the things that I buy. If something's working and it was a lot of money, I will put aside that money to invest in it when I need to rebuy it.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from more like trendy products. Like, I also really wanted a new face for a long time. Like, I almost bought myself one for Christmas this year. And then I was like, I just don't know if I just want it because everybody else wants it or because I really think that I need it and would enjoy and would use it every day. And ultimately I said I wouldn't. But it is an odd time to be spending. I'm really trying to spend on things that I feel good about. Support a lot of independent businesses, small business, and that makes me feel good about my purchase.
Totally. Julana brought up candles. She's like, I want a little Labo Fig candle. Seems like such a crazy expense for a candle. That leads me into my question about you and these Detroit candles. So you've mentioned a couple, like you've mentioned Detroit Rose candles. You got one. I saw you had one like custom made.
Yeah, I have one lit right.
That was
I don't know if you can see it,
gorgeous.
But yeah.
So what's the deal? Do you like them because they're Detroit local company? How did you come into what's the deal with them?
I had seen them in a small store. The company is called Detroit Rose. It used to be called Detroit Rose Candle Company, but now she has gone into skincare and more like ritual stuff, like face oils, creams. It's a very intentional company, meaning that she doesn't really she's not just creating to sell stuff. Like, she wants it to be part of a ritual about self-care, about joy, about happiness. And so,
how much are they?
I think they're $34. So they're extremely, I mean, compared to a Diptyque or a Le Labo, like that's, extremely good. But I absolutely love them. They all smell amazing. She makes them small batch in a studio in Detroit. We did a custom one for our wedding. We created a custom scent with her. And we went through like a couple different ones, but if anyone's getting married, I can't recommend enough doing a custom candle.
And like whatever gifts for everybody. And
and
they were really beautiful. Do you have the candle? I mean, I'll post it as a story, but like, do you have the candle of the one you did with you and Michael?
Oh, I do, but not with me right now. They're all upstairs.
It's really, really nice. And we love it's so nice that they're woman owned and that she's doing small batches. And are they beeswax?
They're soy. Soy candles, and they smell amazing. And she's always coming out with new scents. And I just love supporting a woman owned Detroit business because, there really was this resurgence with unique, original Detroit based businesses. And so anytime I can support them, I want to. I still do. I still shop with them all the time.
I actually started making candles this past month. And
really?
I consider myself like really good at this point. So
I love this.
Julana, if you ask me, I might send you a candle. Lemon cookie scented candle from Trader Joe's also caught my interest. So you do you still love it?
I still love it. I'm so upset because like I seriously bought like 6 when I was at the store, and they like rotate out their candles. I actually have one right here. Their newest one is Peony Blossom, which also smells amazing. And they started making their containers rose gold, which is like great move on Trader Joe's part. Yeah. But the lemon cookie candle from Trader Joe's like all time. Like I want to personally smell like that every day. It's unbelievable. It smells like you're baking something, and Like, I'm not making anything. It makes it
Yeah,
seem like
yeah.
I'm so down for that.
You're so great. I can't believe some of the ladies that came on, they didn't even hear this like intro of like your background. I just think you're so, so cool. Okay.
Thank you.
Samples, beauty samples. I heard you posted about You Beauty, Tina Craig
Yes.
resurfacing compound, and you got
hmm
samples and you were like, I don't know what's in this stuff, but my skin is like, so tell us first of all, how did you get the samples? Did you pay for that or?
So before she launched the line, she was sending out free samples. All you
Okay.
have to do is put in your address. And I think she actually still is doing it right now. I think she brought that back, and they'll send you like 2 samples, little packs. And I will say, I love Tina Craig. She's behind Bag Snob. So like, she's one of the like OG influencer bloggers. Like put some respect on Tina Craig's name, everyone. Like, she deserves it. And I really like You Beauty. It's basically a resurfacing compound that's supposed to replace like all your other products. I loved the samples, and I did end up buying a full size. And I find that it was too powerful for me to too powerful. It sounds like it's like a world leader.
Yeah.
Too powerful for me to use just like every night or even every other night. So now I usually use it like once a week when my skin is like kind of at its worst, just to like get everything back down, back to normal, and go from there. Oh, they're
The
asking where my
ladies want to
Target
know
is
about your
from.
sweater. Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually vintage. I don't even know who the designer is. It doesn't even say. I got it last time.
It's
I
such
was
a
in
fresh color. It's
hair.
a
Yeah,
good
this is like
vintage find.
pink is my power color for sure. But I got it last time I was in Paris for work, and I went to this vintage store, and they were about to close. And for some reason, I was just like determined to buy something. I was like, I've come all this way.
Yes.
I have to buy something from this store. And I saw this like hanging on the rack. I threw it on. I was like, okay, I'll buy this. And the next day I
It's
was like,
so great on you. I
yeah, I
love the hair
regretted it.
pulled back
Now I don't.
too.
Oh,
I
thanks. Yeah,
love
that's
the hair
because
pulled back.
it's always
It's
second day hair. Whenever my hair is pulled back, it means that's my second day hair. It needs
I
to be
love it.
washed. Thanks.
I also want to talk, are you still using vitamins?
I was. So I used Hum vitamins. I did
You were doing
about,
it for breakouts. I saw you were doing it for breakouts, energy,
yes.
and what was the third thing you were using it for? But
It
I
was
very
it was
much related.
breakouts, energy, and then a probiotic.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
and I used it solid for about 2 months, and it was good. I did
It's
really like
interesting
them.
because it's not expensive. I feel like
It's
that.
not expensive, but for me, like, I'm such a lazy beauty skincare person. Like, if it is not easy, if it's not right there, like, I'm just not going to use it. It's such a fault of mine being lazy. Like, the vitamins, like, they were not in my sight every day. Like, I would keep them at my desk at work, like, because
Yeah.
otherwise I wasn't taking them. And then I don't know why I stopped. Maybe I didn't see like enough of a change, but now I take Oli vitamins, Olly. They sell them at Target. I do their pre and probiotic, and then their women's daily. And they're like, I'm such a 5-year-old. They're gummies. And like, that's why
Yeah.
I take them, because they taste like every day. I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to take my gummy vitamin. And I definitely have like the probiotic and the prebiotic are fantastic. That's my favorite one from them. And the women's multi, like, it has biotin in it, and my nails are growing like crazy. Like, I'm cutting these things like every 3 days.
Wait, those are natural nails? Like when you
Yeah.
have your brown nails, those are your fingernails?
Yeah, I never do fake, like an acrylic or a fake nail. It's
Oh
always
my God, that's so the Italian in you, I think.
I know.
But tell us, I mean, how do you keep your nails strong?
It's such an annoying answer. Like, I don't do anything. Like,
But you
it's so
take
bad.
supplements. Do you feel like you take do you take
I think it's just
vitamin?
I just take the biotin and the Ollie women's multi. I used to, before coronavirus, get them done at a nail salon. I did just like shellac polish every 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've always had really strong nails. Like, I would always tell my nail girl, if you think I need to take a break with gel nails, tell me. And she's like, honestly, you don't. Like, your nails are really strong and fine. I do hand lotion every single night before I go to bed.
Which hand lotion do you like?
It's the Aesop. I think it's called the Rescue Hand Cream. It comes in like a pink tube. It's Aesop. And it is, I think it's $34, but honestly, I've had it for 2 years and I'm not even close to running out. Like,
Right.
it is It makes your hands so soft and just like
Nice.
no dry patches or
I
anything.
love
Yeah,
it.
and on occasion I'll do a little cuticle oil. It's literally like it's supposed to be a lip balm that I have that I got at like a drugstore, and I'll just put it
This
on
is like what goes through my head when I'm like, should I get
my.
the new face? Like, should I get this new
Yeah,
hand cream? I'm just like, is there going to be a whole generation of us? And I'm not going to include you because you seem pretty hardworking, but like, who are just going to be like so beautiful, but just like not work and like have
yeah,
jobs? Like, I'm just like, am I going to spend all of my money
I
on
know.
like beauty and just be like so beautiful, but
Yeah.
like didn't quite like, so
No,
that's,
I know.
those are the things that go through.
It's a hard balance, I think. I think that if you have any kind of public persona and any type of audience, especially as women, I think it's extremely important to, like, I will say, like, I've had a hard day at work, or it was a really rough day, or I have to go to work now. Like, I think it's important that we say, like, yeah, it's not just all Instagram and beauty products and fashion and style. Like, I'm also going to work every day and I'm trying to make a life for myself and my husband, and we're a team and we work on these things together. And I just think it's really important to shed light on those things as well. And I was extremely open when we first moved to Las Vegas. Like I said, we moved here for my husband's job. And so I didn't have a job. I thought maybe I'll freelance for a while I look for something. And I had a really hard time finding work. I mean, really hard. And I was I was really upset about it. I was depressed, and I was very open about that, just letting people know, it's not all just happy things on Instagram. Like, I'm
Yeah.
here and I'm struggling, and this is very normal. Every day I'm sitting in a cafe for, 6 hours, sending out my resume, working on my portfolio. And so I think it's important, as much as I show, look at my new face cream, my new face mask, like, there's struggles there too. And that's completely normal for other people to be like that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you do? I love how you brought your boyfriend in because I do like, I love his attitude when he shows up on Instagram
Mhm.
stuff. And like,
He's a
I
gem.
love that he supports, he like and he films you and he like, does he have a technical background? Is he like a camera person or?
So he's a producer.
Okay,
He,
cool.
he has his degree in broadcasting. So right now, he used to produce for Fox Sports Detroit in Michigan. So he would
Cool.
produce like sports shows. And now that we're here in Vegas, he works for esports, which is video game sports, basically, which is like a huge
Okay.
industry I had no idea existed until we
Yeah.
got out here. So he produces tournaments, shows, things like that, and then they stream through Amazon. So when it was, we never read really worked together. We kind of kept our careers separate, and then I think we got out here and we didn't have any friends or family around us. We really had to come together as a true, not just husband and wife, but really as a supportive team that was going to help carry out each other's dreams. And then when I got into live streaming, he was like, I know how to do this. I know how to work the camera. I know how to edit your videos. And we were like, man, we really can use each other's talents to help make a life together. And it's been really, really
I
fun and
love
kind of
it.
taken our marriage to the next level.
What does he use so does he do all the editing?
He does. I
Does he
sit
use like
in,
Final Cut or what does he use?
I think so. Honestly,
Yeah.
I can't even say. I like
That's
sit in the
so
room and I
nice
like
that you have that.
it is. I sit in there and like I give my ideas and like
Yeah.
my feedback. But the actual like technical editing part
I
is
love
up to
it.
him. And I'll never forget the way this all really came together was I filmed a, a video on how to use hair rollers in our bathroom on my iPhone. And I like went down to Michael. I was like, hey, I just want to put this on IGTV. However, there's like one part in it I just want to cut out. Can you just cut out that one part for me? Do you know how to do
Yeah.
that? I remember he was like, leave me with this video for a couple hours and like I'll show you what I can
Oh, what
do.
a dream.
Yeah, and I came back and I was laughing so hard. It had like music, it had words, it had cuts, and I was like, "You're really good at this." Like I was
Oh my
clearly
God.
like not
I have
paying
a
attention.
request. Can
Yeah.
you please go live? Can you please do record a video with him where you guys do like where he does like his tips for editing for people who like
Oh
don't have a live-in Michael boyfriend?
yeah.
Like what do we need to know that will
Yeah.
give us like a cheat sheet for making our own videos
Yeah, he
better?
has all
That would
different
be
kinds of
amazing.
tricks, and like when we film, like he has different stuff with the cameras and using two different cameras, and we have like a whole little set up now with
Yeah.
monitors. Oh, hi, Yuri. So Yuri was one of the women I was talking about that started Newness.
Nice.
Incredible. They have such a vision. It's just the most wonderful place. And I would say Newness is where Michael and I feel like we can be the most creative. Like, and what's nice is that he loves doing it just as much as I do. So he's usually the one that's doing the different camera angles and
Yeah.
doing the different shots, and he has like little gifs of me and little graphics, and it's just been, we never thought in a million years that we would end up working together, doing, collaborative projects together. And now that we are, it's kept us busy during quarantine, especially because it's really taken off during this time, but it's just really taken, like I said, our partnership and our marriage to another level.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm really excited about summer, which made me really excited about your recommendation for Sundays, the fragrance.
Oh my God, the
So
best.
what is the deal with that? So do you have it? Do you use it? Are you sick of it? Does it really smell
No.
like summer?
It's summer in a bottle. Like, I love all Byredo fragrances. It's the only type and brand of perfume I will buy because to me it stays on through the whole day. Not a time goes out that I don't wear one of their fragrances and someone asks me what I'm wearing. Like, it is always, and especially now with Sundays, all the time when I wear it, people are like, what are you wearing? It's all their smells are such unique combination.
Yeah.
The branding is beautiful, the bottles are gorgeous, but Sundays is really, it just smells like, I actually sprayed it on today because it just makes me happy to smell it on myself. But it's like a citrusy, summery, warm, it's extremely warm smell. And I like, when I'm done with this bottle, I will buy another one. Like, it's that good. It's unbelievable.
I love it.
I used, my friends actually bought me a bottle of their other perfume. It's called Bibliothèque. It's just like a very romantic, like woodsy kind of smell. And they bought me that for our wedding. So that was like my wedding scent. I'm very into like scent.
Around the experience.
Yeah, around the
I'm
experience.
really
Like, that's
into
why
that too.
for the wedding, I wanted to do a custom candle because I want to be able to light that candle and like feel like we're at our wedding. And when I wear the perfume, and I still have the perfume from when Mike and I went on our first date. And when I wear that, it's like I'm very into like that smell sensory experience.
Let's talk about cup bras.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
They're the best. Seriously, like when I've always struggled with bras because I am very small busted. And I felt like whenever I'd go into Victoria's Secret, they're like, you need something with this much padding and you need to like boost them up. And I'm like, I don't really want to do that. Like, that's not me.
Comfortable,
So I struggled for years trying to find something that really fit and felt comfortable to me. And then one of my girlfriends, Lissy, was working with this new brand cup. And I did an online, like they do virtual appointments if you can't go to the studio in New York to be fitted. So I had a virtual appointment with a fitter there. I had like a tape measure. I measured myself. I made sure my right measurement, based on what you're looking for and your size. They say like, they're very upfront. Like, this style will work for you. This one you're probably not going to like.
Yeah.
And
Is that only a recommendation you think for small people who have smaller chests?
No, not at all.
You think it's a good recommendation across the range?
Yes, like most of my friends have pretty big bust, and they love their Belconet bra. And I do have one of the Belconet bras as well, but it's not really like my everyday. Because it just fits me a little bit different. But Cup, to me, it has made me feel very included in just like the world of women's, underwear and bras. Like, it just makes me feel very beautiful and very put together to wear it. And there's such a supportive community and amazing women. And I just think that the product itself, it just makes you feel so together and so beautiful. And they're always open to like, I ordered one style. I wore it for like a week and I was like, guys, this one just isn't working for me. They're like, send it back. No problem. Let's find one that works. And we did. And I love any brand that is open to really helping women and making them feel very beautiful, even when they're just stripped down to their bra and underwear.
I think so too. I know I've been kind of getting sick of like the full cup or the sports bra. I'm just like,
their bras don't have like padding, so they're just very natural feeling. I love them.
What do you like so much about the Nux Wheel Prodigies?
Oh gosh, ooh, it is good. So it's a body oil. I think you can buy it online now. When I first started buying it a couple of years ago, you could not. And like anytime I knew someone that was going overseas to Europe, I would Venmo them. I'd like, please pick me up 6 bottles. Like I
What's the
need this stuff.
deal?
It's just the most luxurious body oil. It smells amazing. It smells very fresh, very clean, very French. And I use it in my hair, like on my ends or like
Oh
for
my God, I need that.
flyaways. Yeah, I think you can get it honestly online at like Walmart now. It's something a little weird, but I'm just about to run out of my last like contraband bottle, and I need to find a way to get it because obviously I'm not traveling to Europe for a while now. But it's
So
just when you,
it's not crazy
oh my gosh,
expensive.
no, I think it's like $12 US. It's like
Okay, this is a
they
must.
have an amazing body scrub that I just used in the shower yesterday actually. But it just, I love products that make it feel like I'm really taking care of myself,
Yeah.
and it feels like a ritual when I'm doing it. And that is like number one, when I get out of the shower, I take my time, put on the oil. It makes your skin very glowy, looks very healthy. It's just a wonderful
Yeah.
product.
I kind of want it. I have been
You
making my
should.
own salve, but it's like
Mhm.
you just have more, it's thicker. You know, I make it with like
Yeah.
olive oil and coconut oil and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
stuff
no,
like
this is
that where I
very,
heat it up.
very light, and it comes in like a spray
Yeah,
bottle, and so it's
like
very
that.
easy to apply. I absolutely love it.
What did you have you tried the Necessaire scrub in sandalwood?
I haven't. The only thing I've tried from them is their body wash,
Yeah.
their body lotion, and then they had a body serum, which I'm not sure if they sell that anymore. But I really did love the body wash. However, I didn't feel at the time it was necessary for me, no pun intended, but necessary for me to repurchase. I use like in the shower, I'm more like industrial. Like I use like this, I just use like the CeraVe body
Yeah.
wash. It's like $7 at Target because I know it's going to help with like sweat, with breakouts. Um,
Yeah.
I
That's
like
the
to,
thing. Like I've avoided using body wash. Like I'll straight up use face
yeah,
cleanser that I
yeah,
trust on my
I've done
whole
that.
body
Hmm.
because I'm like really not into the idea of putting like anything scented, detergent. Like I'm so over
Same,
body
same,
washes. So
same.
what do you like? Because I don't know if I want to go like the CeraVe route. Like what else do you like in terms of like like gentle body cleansers that you've tried?
Yeah, so I like you. I've absolutely taken like a face wash into the shower with me.
Yeah.
Renee Rulo, her AHA BHA cleanser. I put that in the shower now, and I always use it on like my neck and my chest and my shoulders. It's a very soft exfoliation. It's
Who
wonderful.
makes that one?
Renee Rulo,
Okay.
she's like a celebrity dermatologist facial. She's fantastic. She's like a dermatology cool girl. Like she's
Yeah.
got pink hair. She lives in Texas. Like she rides a motorcycle. Like she's just eternally cool, and I love all of her products. She has a serum called anti-bump serum, I think it's called now.
Yeah.
The only product I've ever found in my life that if you have like a cyst coming, it gets rid of it. It's gone. Like it's,
Really.
yeah, it's, I stand by that product for life.
I so relate to how you were talking recently about like hormonal acne, how it's just like so annoying where you're just like
Yeah,
it's
it's
annoying
so
when
annoying.
you do mention products that have really helped you.
Hmm.
And I love that. There was something else that you just brought up that I wanted to ask you, but I might need to get back to it because I can't remember.
Yeah.
Hair masks. You mentioned Anika or Amika.
Yeah, so I
Did you
vary
end up
between
liking
the
that?
Amika hair mask. I do like it. I think my number one though hair mask is still just Olaplex. It
I just
works.
got
What
the
my
shampoo
salon
and conditioner.
uses. Yeah,
Yeah,
I just think that's like the Amika one is nice.
yeah,
But to me that feels more just like it's for softness and not necessarily for overall like hair health.
repair.
Um, I just think the Olaplex is really for like strengthening, to bring out your color. To me, that's like the OG, the forever go-to hair mask.
Yeah. The other one I saw that I was curious about was the Flesh Beauty Flesh Pot eye
Hmm.
gloss.
I love an eyeglass. It's fantastic.
I know I need an eyeglass. It's so fun to have that.
It
Like
is.
I think your eyelids are like a little bit like
Yeah,
more of a thing than mine.
yeah.
But still, tell us like what it looked kind of orangey. Why did you like it
Hmm.
so much?
I just like because I have a more olivey skin tone, I tend to go with products that have more of like a coppery, bronzy, golden undertone.
Yeah.
Um, So I had already had an eye gloss that was just clear, which is I use all the time. It's a go-to. It's from Milk Makeup, which they discontinued it, which is such a
Oh,
bummer.
darn. Okay.
but a dupe for it would be the Jillian Dempsey. She has an eye gloss, and I think it's just called Dew or something, but it's just very natural. But the one that is tinted from Flesh, I really liked it because it still had those bronzy undertones, a little coppery.
Yeah.
It adds a little bit of like tinted color to my eyelid without it just being glossy. It looks a little more bronzy and glossy, and I really like it. The only thing you have to be careful about is if you sweat it all, it'll like kind of come out over here. But other than that, it's a really great product, and I like it.
Why do we like eye gloss? Why is that something that is fun?
I just think it's a fun new way to do makeup. Like rather than just like a matte eyeshadow look, I think it looks very chic. It's very like 90s supermodel looking. And to me, it just adds a little bit more intrigue. Like even if I do eyeshadow, like still up here in the crease, I'll put a little bit of eye gloss just because I like to connect kind of like that dewy highlight into like a dewy eye. I just think it looks really high fashion and cool.
Okay, so I love your super refreshing answer before when I asked you who you followed, but who you follow. It's amazing that you follow the people who follow you, and I totally know what you mean. Like I love my cousins, I love my peeps, and
yeah, I love knowing what's going on in their life. Like even though I've never met them, and I've really made some connections with women that then when I'm in their city, like we actually get together and like we meet in real life, and it's been such an experience to have those connections via the internet, because the internet can be a truly toxic, horrible place. And I knew that if I was going to be online and really try to have a presence, that was the kind of community I wanted to curate. And I have been, and I want to keep going with it. But for me, that's just been so special, and it's what keeps me wanting to do Instagram stories and wanting to have the nines. It's because of these women and the connection.
And then at the same time, who have you learned from? Like, what are beauty skincare people that you're like, maybe they're a little older than you, or maybe age doesn't matter, but like you get information from, you learn from?
Yeah, I would say, as I just mentioned, Renee Rouleau is a fantastic source. She's very honest about acne and different solutions, and she went through a horrible time last year. Her husband got terminally ill, and he passed away, and she was just so beautifully vulnerable and open about the entire experience still to this day. Like she'll post like, today was really bad, I spent all day crying in my bed, like tomorrow will be better. Like I just really appreciate that she's not just online trying to sell a product. And she's very educated, she's very scientific. It's not just like, here's a new product you should buy. It's like, here's the ingredients, here's why it will work for you, here's why it won't.
Following her.
I love that. I honestly learn a lot. I learn a lot about makeup from a girl who has actually become my friend. Her name's Joelle Hyman, and I met her through the Glossier Rep program. And now we text every day, but she has such a unique way of looking at makeup and photographing makeup and just making it seem more accessible. And she just has such a beautiful vision, and anything she recommends, I'm like, I will buy that. Like
Joelle, Joelle, and then how do you spell Hyman?
Hyman.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's like the New York cool girl that you like just want to be so bad, but she really is like the real deal.
Cool. What quick take on Glossier?
So I have so much love for Glossier. I think they were the first brand that I felt like I was a part of. Like I wasn't just a consumer of it. I wasn't just buying it. Like I felt accepted by them. I felt like I was really a part of their community and not in just like a fake commercial way. And I still absolutely love their products. Their lip balm is still the lip balm I use every day. I love their priming moisturizer. I love Cloud Paint. The stretch concealer is amazing. I'm wearing Lash Slick right now. It's like still the greatest mascara. And I think what Glossier did was really force a lot of other beauty brands to come from a place of being inclusive and not, you need this product to fit in, but you already fit in, just come be a part of what we're doing. And I think that they really did change the way that a lot of beauty companies communicate with consumers. And I think that that's fantastic.
How do you like their new hand cream? Didn't they just come out with a new
hand
cream?
I'm like, I love hand creams, and I have the Glossier hand cream in my desk. Like I'm having and I talked about this on my Instagram, like nostalgic like effect with it, because it's like the weirdest thing I'm ever gonna say, but like
Yeah.
and people have agreed with me, like people have verified this. The hand cream smells like this Barbie that was in the 90s that came with a little bottle of perfume, and she had a little hairbrush, and like the
Aw.
perfume smelled amazing, and like it's such like a sensory memory.
Yeah.
And this is what the hand cream smells like. So every time I use it, like I think the reason I'm honestly enjoying it so much is because it like brings me back to like this childhood,
That's so fun. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like my reservation with Glossier though, is like kind of what you're pointing to. It's like, is it clean? Like, are they using like, what I've heard from people who work with them is like they're trying to make an attempt to like become a cleaner brand, but they're not
Yes,
really.
they're definitely, I think, like you said, making an attempt. They're trying to be more green in their packaging, I think, with their ingredients. But what's interesting about Glossier is when they started, they never claimed to be like a clean company. And I think just the way they branded and the way they communicated, a lot of people just assumed that they would be.
Yeah.
And I think now that they've gotten really popular, they're taking a lot of feedback from people saying, like, please
Yeah.
don't put fragrance in it, or please don't use this ingredient. And they are listening. But they never claimed to be clean. And so I think it's nice that they are trying to make the switch now and are trying to be a little bit more aware of what ingredients are in it. But for me, the products that I use from them, I do really love. I don't use any of these supers, like their serums, because I personally didn't feel like the ingredients in them were ones that I wanted to be using.
Yeah.
But
I
some
saw
people
you
think
tried
they're
like, what's the one that like people joke about where you like do your whole face and you like are all glossy?
the Future Dew.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
I
did.
love that product. It's
You do.
like an
Okay.
oil serum hybrid. And that's another product you can use if you just want your skin to look glowy. I put it on like on top of my moisturizer or on top of like another serum if I'm just gonna be like running out and about. And it gives you that look of like, that how you look so like dewy and gorgeous after you put on all your skincare, and then like
Yeah.
you wish you could look like that all day. It's that effect. Like
Right.
makes it look like you just applied your skincare all day long. And I love it, especially for travel. It makes your skin look really healthy.
I feel like I'm just somebody who likes to apply my skincare all day long because I'm like, I don't trust what's in the goop. I'm like, I don't really want that stuff absorbed by my skin,
Right.
for the effect.
Yeah.
What about like DIY stuff? Like, do you make any of your own products? Do you have any like secret affinity for like avocado masks or any Italian stuff?
I do. I would say the mask I make like on the reg, and I'll probably do it tonight, is the Aztec clay, apple cider vinegar, and a little water. And I usually do that when I really feel like I need to like clean out my pores, if my skin's been a little bit congested. That is like such an old school,
it's so
amazing
pulling.
mask. Yeah, it like takes it all out. And
yes,
there was a time when I was doing it like twice a week, regular schedule, and my skin was freaking awesome. It just depends on the season for me. Like if it's summer and my skin's gonna be really dry, I can't do it as often. But in the winter, I love to do it. Other than that, I'll make a like skincare potion, which is just hot water, lemon, honey, turmeric, and a little bit of cayenne. And then I'll drink that as like a tea.
I love that you mentioned that Whole Foods product, the frozen crushed ginger.
Oh my gosh, it's life-changing because I hate peeling ginger. Like it's the bane of my existence.
Yes, I won't do it. They just like rot in the bowl because I don't
it's
use
the worst. So yeah, Whole Foods sells frozen ginger, and then I will just put it in a glass, usually like a measuring cup. I'll pour hot water over it, and then I'll squeeze some lemon into a mug, pour the ginger water in, and now you just have like hot lemon ginger water, and it's amazing. Honestly, I haven't made that in a while. I might make that today.
Sounds I love it. I want to have a reason to buy. Okay, and then Scalp. We have like 2 minutes left, but basically like the Christoph Robin purifying scrub for the scalp.
Oh, I know.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. No, it's gone.
Okay, the Christoph Robin purifying scrub. Do you still like it?
Yeah, it's like if it weren't a little expensive, I think I'd buy it more. I always try to buy it when Sephora has like their sales. But it smells exactly how you would want like a shampoo to smell. It's just like very clean, very like minty, earthy, and it does like that thing cleans your scalp. And I would say I use it like once every 2 weeks. But it really gets rid of like, you don't realize how much like product buildup that you have up there.
I feel it. I feel like my hair like just doesn't feel like I need something like that. I have a little pot of like the shampoo that's like a paste. It's like a dark paste.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
I haven't used it.
Yeah, it
To
was
me,
just
I just
okay.
like in
Yeah,
my
it
head,
was
I'm like
just okay.
shampoo shouldn't be a paste, so I probably
Yeah,
wouldn't like, get down with it. It's
no,
like in my own mental.
I think that's it. You know, we've gone through a lot of the
Yeah, so
stuff.
much top. You were on top. You did your research. I liked
It's
it.
so fun to talk to you. I truly like, I wouldn't be myself to not say, like, I hope we're friends forever, honestly. And
We
like,
are now.
thank you so much for doing this and just being open and
Of course.
happy Sunday.
It was my pleasure anytime, and I will definitely, like you said, take your recommendation, get Mike to do like a little video about
Yeah,
his
good.
video editing and shooting. So this was so great.
Thank you for people who come and who